Oh, hey everybody. You might be asking yourself, what am I doing inside of a VW bus? Well, I'm going to tell you and take you around Tracyton on this week's Beat Blast. Stay tuned. Welcome back to this edition of the Beat Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. Story number one, we begin at the Tracyton boat launch on a beautiful August afternoon. Tracyton goes back into the 19th century when it was developed here by a homesteader from Germany named Daniel Sackman. It's come into modern day and has its own little character charm in this beautiful little slice of Kitsap County. Tracyton was called Chilliwack by the native peoples who've long called this area of Puget Sound home. During the 1800s, it was called Sackman for Daniel and his family who settled here and established logging and milling operations. One of the Sackmans even donated land for a cemetery, which you can still see and visit off of Tracyton Boulevard. According to Kitsap County History, Tracyton got its name in May 1890 as a nod to Benjamin Franklin Tracy, the Secretary of the Navy under then U.S. President Benjamin Harrison. The reason? The Navy was sniffing around for a place to build a Navy Yard, but local residents wouldn't sell their land for the $50 an acre that William Bremer and his business partner would. So despite the new name, the area failed to attract a shipyard. Story number two, Tracyton Public House, right off of the main drag here in Tracyton, is one of those places that's kind of like the Cheers bar. Everybody knows your name. It's very much a neighborhood atmosphere, and owner Jim Alford intends to keep it that way.
I ended a 19-year career with Costco to move back home and take over the family business. I took over after my mom passed away. Her name was Deborah Maxwell Dumont. She was an amazing person. She's always happy, the most happy person anybody could ever meet. She was very beloved here.
Well, my parents bought the Tracyton Grocery and Tavern. It was a little tavern grocery all in one building with gas pumps on it. Then around 1980, they decided to build this building.
We're about family and neighborhood. You know, everybody's welcome here. We have a very eclectic group of clientele. It's home, it's family. It's this place that anybody can come and feel at home.
Story number three, Tracyton Public House bar manager Brian Whitaker came up with an idea a few years ago to trick out a VW van and turn it into a mobile bar. That bar is ready for its debut this weekend.
This is the Bus Tender. It's a mobile bar service that we provide through Kitsap Bartending Services. This is a 1973 bay window Volkswagen bus, Type 2. We had Volksfab out in Port Orchard do a lot of the body work, or all of the body work, and they built a special lip for that. It's real secure. We'll be debuting our public event here at Tracyton Public House for the beer-cation this August 16th, 17th, and 18th.
Story number four, if you're looking for a library with some old-fashioned charm, you gotta check out the Tracyton Library. It's been in this community for a very long time, more than a century, and you can still check out books there that get stamps on them and look through an old card catalog.
Well, we moved into the community, my husband and I, back in October, and we were just walking around the neighborhood. It's pretty small, and one of the very first things we saw was this little library, and I just poked my head in one day. It's also staffed by a pretty wonderful group of ladies, mostly who have been here also a long time. We still have a card catalog. We have a simple checkout system where you fill out, as a new clientele of the library, you fill out a little index card with your name and address, and when you come in to check out, we pretty much just use that same information.
And finally, story number five, which, as you know, is what's on tap for your weekend, sponsored by Silver City Brewery Taproom. Are you ready for a beer-cation? Well, look no further than the Tracyton Public House, which this weekend, August 16th through 18th, has a lot of stuff going on, including live music, a beer garden, and plenty of beach games. It'll be running pretty much all day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right here in Tracyton. That's our show for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks to our sponsors, and a special thanks to those of you who subscribe to the Kitsap Sun. We could not do this without you. We'll see you next time.
That's a pretty cool moose, don't you think?